Hey guys, back again. This week we were able to watch one of my favorite films from the past 2 years, The Social Network. This is like my fourth or fifth time watching the film, and it's still as good as the first time. The leadership roles in this movie were a bit different. In my previous video blogs, I usually point out which character in the movie that we watch automatically fulfills a leadership position. However, in The Social Network, I was able to see leadership capabilities in a variety of characters. Justin Timberlake's character, Sean Parker, Jesse Eisenberg's character, the infamous Mark Zuckerberg, and Andrew Garfield's character, Eduardo Saverin, were all very much leaders in their part of Facebook, but in very different ways. In 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership this week, we read about the law of the Big Mo, which states that momentum is a leader's best friend. The law of timing, when knowing when to lead is as important as what to do and where to go, and the law of explosive growth, that describes how leading followers adds to growth, but leading leaders multiplies it. The law of the Big Mo, I feel, relates more to Zuckerberg and Saverin. The relationship they had when starting out with what was first to be known as the Facebook. Zuckerberg obviously had the brilliance to create this huge social network, but needed a bit of help from his smart and seemingly wealthy friend Eduardo Saverin. They began with an amazing momentum. After the site launched, it was talked about all over Harvard. Then they began to reach out and connect to other schools, all while keeping the Facebook free and, quote, cool. Just before the summer started, they had reached different major universities all over the United States and were planning on reaching universities in other countries before the summer ended. They were just missing one piece. That missing piece was Sean Parker. Parker was the definition of perfect timing. He advised Mark to drop the from Facebook. He knew that the site should make money, but not until the right time. He says at the lunch that they all have in the movie that it needs to quote, keep the cool factor. Parker and Zuckerberg worked very well together to keep the timing of the site just right for its users and for themselves in order to make the most from it. And it worked. Selling its stocks and shares to the right companies and in the right manner allowed them to maximize their profit. I loved the part when Zuckerberg walked into one of the companies who ironically happened to screw over Parker when he worked with Napster. And he was in his pajamas and stirred them up in order for them to offer more for their share of Facebook. Parker was the type of leader that pushed Mark to his fullest potential and pushed him to do these things with the social network that he created. For the law of explosive growth, I think that all three characters, Zuckerberg, Parker, and Saverin, played a part. Um, they were all leaders working together to better their project or their company in three easy steps: creating, funding, and instigating. Zuckerberg obviously created the idea. He put it together for one simple cause, and that was for college students to think it was something exclusive and cool. Saverin, another leader, funded the idea because he knew that not only was it benefiting his friend, but he could benefit from it as well, and they would both be leading a company. And then there's Parker, obviously an entrepreneur, who initiated it all. He put in the simple steps at the right time in order to lead the company into profits it probably would have never seen. He also led it into an explosion of popularity in colleges throughout the world. With these three leaders working together, it created the largest social network valued at over $1 billion, which is a simple proof right there that in order to grow, you must lead leaders. For the last slide and the last book, I thought I would just focus on one character that seemed to have every one of these factors when it came to leadership, and that's Justin Timberlake's character, Sean Parker. Parker was a remarkable guy when it came to Facebook. Either you loved him or you hated him, but he was a great leader nonetheless. The first two factors of emotionally intelligent leadership speaks about um, inspiration as a motivation to move others toward a shared vision, and influence as skills of persuasion. I think these two really go hand in hand with each other. A leader is not able to really instill inspiration in their followers unless they have a bit of influence over them, as vice versa. Automatically in the film, we can see that Parker has those skills to inspire and influence the two creators of this social network. He was able to persuade Mark into changing the name, and he was also able to persuade Severin to keep the cool factor and hold off on profits for a little while. Um, Also, he was the ultimate influence when it came to Facebook. He shared the vision of making it huge with Severin and Zuckerberg, which benefited them in the long run. As the movie continues, you start to see a bit more coaching from Parker to Zuckerberg. He advises him on what to wear and how to talk to people, what to offer when it came to money and how to handle big corporation offers. The more he works with Zuckerberg, the more he becomes the changing agent for the company, which goes into the next factor. He wasn't afraid to take risks when the timing was right, and he was always looking for greater opportunities for the company. Again, for the starting of the company, Sean Parker was probably the best leader to make it happen. Well, that's it. All I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the movie, and I'll see you next week for the final video blog of the summer. See ya.